on out there, man? Whoa, all of a sudden, bam, everything just populated. So that's interesting. Hey, what's going on? JT in the studio here with you today for another edition of Studio 10-4 Live, the weekly update here for you. And we're going to kind of roll into it a little slow today and make it last. Funny I should say that because I was just listening to that because it's Sammy Hagar's birthday month, by the way. Y'all know I'm a big Hagar fan, and all these memories on Facebook have been coming up today. His birthday's the 13th, 10/13, and all these memories from when Miss Julia and I went down to Cabo for the birthday bash that he has every year down in Cabo San Lucas. We went down in, I think it was 2019, right before the COVID crap hit, and just had a great time down there. Actually got tickets for the show. You have to put your name in the hat basically and get drawn out, winning a lottery basically to get a ticket to get in. So, and you still have to buy the ticket. So anyway, it was a good time and playing me some Sammy before the show to get warmed up and get things going. So hope you guys are having a good week. Things are happening out here in the Pacific Northwest. It's definitely fall, man, and I've been predicting an early winter all summer long. Not because it was a mild summer or anything, just kind of had that feel to it that we were going to go into an early winter and another cold one and lots of rain, lots of snow. So we'll see what happens if that plays out. We're getting a little bit of rain right now, which is good. Water's a good thing. And I hope you guys are enjoying wherever you're at. I know in California, they still got the sun and the wind and everything like that going on down there. We've got a little different thing happening up here. It's just a little bit of precipitation. Saying howdy to everybody. Pete Henderson, of course, first man in the show every show, I think. Jamie, what's up? Jamie Williams, J&L Construction. Good to have you in here, buddy. I got your hats over here, and I'm wearing the 10-4 official hat today. Kevin, I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Tallman Transfer guy from Ontario, Canada. Nice to have you watching on YouTube. Scott Henry, yeah, man, good to have you in the show as well. Mr. Dan Linz, of course, in the show and creator, co-founder of 10-4 magazine. Dolores, good to have you in the show. Nice to represent the fairer sex and make us all look good out there, Dolores. Thank you. Big things going on around, it's like, it seems like a never-ending perpetual truck show world that we live in. We got stuff coming up that Team 10-4 is going to be at. We got stuff coming up that we're not going to be at. And that's just the way it goes, apparently. So I'd like to give a shout out to those of you out there that have these invitational only kind of shows. Maybe you ought to reach out and invite 10-4 magazine. And who knows, we might show up. We'd love to be a part of things, but that's okay. You guys do your thing. We'll do ours. We're going to be down in Southern California this weekend. In fact, I'll get to that in a minute. We're still kind of reeling off of last week and 10-4 day. And one of the coolest ones I still see every year, by the way, is right there. Hey, Bandit, know what day it is? That's a big 10-4. That one has been around a long time. Certainly not created by us here at 10-4, but a lot of fun either way. So cool to see that. Another one of those memories that keeps popping up out there, and it's fun to share. But anyway, as I was about to tell you, California Truck Show, October 14th and 15th, that's going to be happening. And that's going to be at the that's going to be at the Ontario Convention Center. I knew that was the case, and I just want to make sure I got that right. If you guys want to scan for free tickets, you can do that. Scan right there in the center of the screen. Just open up your camera, and most smartphones do this now. You open up the camera, scan, and it'll do the link pop up there so you can scan and get free tickets. Dan and Shan and Shan's mother and Jean are going to be at the show. Booth number 818, and come on by. They invite you to say hello, get some gear, free magazines, special limited edition 30th anniversary poster, and maybe buy a t-shirt or two, and a 10-4 hat. We won't have these, I don't think, but we will have some other ones available. So check it out. Dan just sent me a little message, so maybe I jumped the gun a little bit. Let's see. Hey, we were invited to Vegas. Well, conflict of schedules though. So California Trucking Show has been an ongoing every year thing here for a while for 10-4, and we're gonna keep going down there to that. But I'd love to hear from all y'all that are at that show down there in Vegas. What you think, what it's like. I know we got some friends of 10-4 there. John and Kim are going to be covering, and of course the invitees that are going to be showing trucks. We got a lot of 10-4 friends over there as well. So take your pick. And then next week we'll be getting ready for the Bobtail Apparel Show, and that's in Dixon, California. We're going to be at that as well, and we will have Madison Lowry on the show next week to tell us all about it and give us the lowdown on what's happening this year. Proving to be quite the stir of the show. It was so much fun last year that it really just drew everybody out, and word went around, and everybody said, "Hey, that was a fun show. Dixon was a fun town, and more people are coming. There's more room at the show this year. There was an area that was sectioned off last year that we weren't allowed to use because there was a dog show happening right after our truck show, and therefore we couldn't get out there on that grass to park. That's not the case this year. They're going to be out there and using that area as well. So can't wait to go and hang out. Can't wait to go. Hey, Saturday night at Bud's Pub, man. Be there or be square. Bud's Pub in downtown Dixon, California. It might even be Friday and Saturday night. We'll see how that pans out. I recommend the Black and Prime Rib. Had that last year, and it was excellent. And you know what made it fun though was the people. The people there at the pub, and these are the locals. They packed that place, as well as a few of the show folks that were in there. But it was phenomenal. And Saturday night they gave us a big room of just us, of the show folks, and we kind of took that over and had a great time. So look forward to seeing everybody at the show during the day, and of course Friday, Saturday night at Bud's Pub. Before that, though, you guys be sure and get down there to the Ontario show down in Southern California, Ontario, California, and hang out. So, other stuff that's going on right now in events in the world, man. First, got to do one thing first. Salute to my buddy Sammy, and it's his birthday week. 10/13 is coming up. Salute. I know he's in Cabo right now. This guy does 3 shows down there every year around his birthday. So 9th, 11th, and 13th. And you just never know who's going to show up at these shows. If you guys have never been down to Cabo San Lucas and never been to the Cabo Wabo Cantina down there, I'm just going to tell you, you got to go and check it out. But you got to get in and win the tickets to be able to go to the show. And it's a little bit of a process, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. And Cabo San Lucas is just a blast. First things first, and that is the old, what they call the Lighthouse bottle, Cabo Wabo Añejo. It is not available. You can't get it. So if anybody is interested in what that's all about, wants to know more about tequila, hit me up. Miss Julia and I went down to, as I said, Cabo San Lucas and had a blast. And I'll never forget the lunch we had down there. Steak and lobster, $11.99. That's American. $11.99, grilled right there in front of us in the restaurant. And this downpour came in. And when I say in, I mean in the restaurant. It literally was coming through the back of the restaurant, on the floor, underneath us, underneath our tables, down across our feet. It was like waterfall through there. There was such a downpour. And that's just normal down there. And you know, the roof above kept us dry, but the water was flowing underneath us. It was incredible. And the streets were flooded. I mean, literally, it was a monsoon kind of deal. The town actually got pretty wiped out, and I mean wiped out. Mud, sediment. Man, it was something else. It was nothing like anything I'd ever seen. And ultimately, the biggest part of the storm was the overnight lightning storm that happened that night, and the lightning strikes that were happening in the marina. So if you've been down there, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you haven't ever been down there, the marina, where all the boats are all tied up, you've got a bunch of hotels that are kind of right on the edge of that, and they're all looking out, towards the open ocean. But there's the marina, and lightning was just coming in and dancing on the water, and the thunder and the lightning, and this was all happening around, about 2, 3, 4 in the morning, something like that. Most incredible storm I've ever witnessed, and I've seen some pretty badass storms in my time, but this one just it was amazing. It really was, and we were out on our balcony at our hotel watching this whole thing, and what an amazing deal. Love to get down there again and check it out. Everett, what's going on, man? Everett, you can participate. Just if you want to stream the show, you can just dial it up on your phone and on a browser, and pipe it back into your stereo in your truck. A lot of guys have that now. So I don't know if you do or not, but hey, man, there's a lot of ways to do it. Or just plug your earbuds in and check us out. I've got guys that have told me they listen to the show while they're running, so I know it can be done. Mr. Tim Sieben, what's up, Siebes? Good to have you on the show. April, what's up, sweetheart? Good to have you on the show as well. And there's Miss Julia right there. Nice to have you, honey. Good to see you participating. Just talking you up and telling everybody about our trip to Cabo San Lucas and the lightning storm that we witnessed while we were staying there for Sammy's birthday week back in, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 2019. So, yeah, what a deal. Shane, what's going on? Shane Bouillon, what is happening? Hey, I'll tell you what, man, there are some cool guys from Louisiana on social media these days. Some of them got great shtick, sense of humor, and put on a pretty funny show of cooking and crab boiling and alligator skinning. There's this one dude, I don't know who he is, but he's funnier than hell, and he that's how he talk. Hey, dude, we gonna cut this here alligator boy up, and we gonna, I mean, he's got this whole kind of Louisiana dialect thing going, and he's entertaining as hell to watch, but he's pretty educating to watch too. And this guy doesn't cook anything small. Everything gets cooked in these huge monster, and when I mean monster cauldrons of food that he makes up. You guys ever check him out? He's on Facebook Reels and Instagram, and shares the stuff that he does all the time. It's a lot of fun to watch. Speaking of cooking, Mr. Dan and I were talking about smoking. We both fired up our smokers this weekend. Dan hit it up and got himself some real nice pork belly going, and cut it up and turned it into some burnt ends. And it's funny, you read about how people, the purists, they don't call pork belly burnt ends. We in California, when I lived there, Dan still does. We make up our own thing kind of as we go, according to what we think it is or how it is. But the burnt ends thing is supposed to be, purists say, only the brisket, and the burnt ends is supposed to be the point on the brisket, because the point is so fatty, rich, and delicious, full of flavor. So yeah, when you do burn ends out of pork belly, though, man, if you guys haven't done it, you got to do it, because it's decadent, right, Dan? It's something that you have to experience to really uh, be able to enjoy. Jamie Williams, no, yeah, Mr. Yoder there, buddy. You got the Yoder smoker. I got to say, by the way, myself, this weekend, I fired up my new smoker, my Rectech 1250, with the smoker box option and the sear plates that you can get with that thing. I loaded up. It is an incredible device. I was a purist stick burner smoker guy forever um, until I got one for my birthday a year ago. So yeah, it was a great experience getting it going. But the unit that I initially bought, they're just not there yet. And you know what? I don't think it's unfair of me to call them out. Louisiana brand smoker. They make a black label line that's I thought really really nice and really good, and to a point it was. Their electronics are just not there yet. The Rectech electronics, oh man, what they these guys have got it dialed in. So if you ever are looking to get into the smoker world, certainly you could talk to Dan or myself and a bunch of other folks here. Jamie Williams, he'll probably tell you all about the Yoder and what a great unit it is. And of course, they've been around a while, so they do make a good product. That being said, there's a lot of good ones out there, but there's some that they're just not there yet. And yeah, the Louisiana Smoker is definitely not. And Louisiana Smoker, believe it or not, it's another one of those ones that was bought out. Pit Boss owns them, which is owned by, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I am correct on this, a Chinese company that bought them and all their lines of product that they manufacture. So yeah, Yoder's built in Kansas. Yeah. Let me tell you, man, the Rectech, that's an all American made, everything all American made. Check them out on YouTube. You would be blown away. They're not just dialed in on Rectech, they're dialed in on the culture, and they put out some really good videos and how tos and all that kind of stuff. Great company. The owners are both live and available by cell phone. Call them if you need something. Yeah, believe it or not, right? As well as having the big support staff that they have too. So yeah, great. I can make everybody hungry, man, just talking about it. One thing I made this weekend was a big crock pot of what I call leftover chili, because I loaded up with brisket. After if I don't have enough appetite to eat all the brisket that I smoked up, or enough people, then I'll freeze it and save it for chili. And I did that, and I cut it up and made some awesome chili this weekend. Took some to work and shared with the folks at work at my day job. I made some jalapeno cornbread to go with it, and it turned out, man, that it turned out really good. Yeah. And that jalapeno cornbread, Famous Dave's. I mean, it's like 2 minutes and the stuff's mixed and made, and throw it in the oven, 425 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, and done. Excellent stuff. So yeah, Jamie, check it out. If you've never done leftover brisket for chili, man, yeah, you gotta do that. And here's the age old question: beans or no beans in your chili? Let the games begin. It's quite the debate, and always a why you should and why you shouldn't conversation. I put beans in my chili. Okay, I like having a little bit of fiber in there. That being said, I love no beans in chili too. So for me, I win either way. I'm good. Um, yeah, I mean it beans and everybody. Greg Reagan, what's going on, man? I haven't seen or heard from Greg in a long time, except for of course the Facebook feed, and I see that obviously, but yeah, beans. If not, it's spaghetti sauce. Yeah, okay, all right. Shannon, yeah, Greg beans, April beans, right on. Um, Man, we're a big the 10-4 crowd's a big. Got to have beans in your chili, man. So that's cool. We're all on the same page. I love that. I love the fact that we can share food. I wish we were doing some kind of a food thing here soon at one of the shows. Don't ask Caleb. Yeah, I bet Jamie. I bet you that's right. Don't ask Caleb Hammond. He's going to tell you they only make brisket and chili in Texas, and it doesn't have any beans in it. I'm sure. So I wouldn't even think about it. Miss Julia asked if Dan and I were cooking in Dixon. No, we're not. Not that I know of. For us to cook, it would be a little bit of a undertaking. And Dan, when he cooks, man, if you've never been to Trucking for Kids, which incidentally, in 2024, you need to be going to Trucking for Kids. If you've never been and you haven't been there to experience the food that we used to do on Saturday for charity, we would sell dinner for First, it was $5 a plate, then it went to $10 a plate, and it all went to charity. And it was Dan and Shan and everybody. But Dan and Shan did a lot of preliminary work to get the food done and cooked and prepped, and then everybody that showed up to help cook it actually cook it on site. Finish it off, heat it up, whatever needed to be done. It was quite a production, but man, was it delicious! And we had snacks all day long, burn ends, sausage. One year I did my lollipop chicken, and this was all just for us to get through the day and share and enjoy, while we were there all day on Saturday. So I don't know if we'll ever get to do that again in Irwindale, but I have a feeling we're going to get to do it again somewhere someday. So look forward to that happening and doing it. Greg, yeah, no beans, he says. Um, and then yeah, Miss Jean. Hey, Jean. Jean says beans too. Dolores, now you're hungry. Well, what am I gonna? Hey, you guys got more options than I do from where I'm at. I'm gonna go up to the fridge upstairs and here at the Creekside, which it is. This is still Creekside, JT's Creekside, but this is JT's Creekside 2.0. 1.0 was down in Folsom. I just happen to have another house now that I live in, happens to be by a creek, so lucky me. But I'll go up and have leftover barbecue when I get done here for dinner tonight. I've been waiting for that. I got some ribs and some chicken, and I don't know what else I got up there. Oh, I got some pork belly. So yeah, I'm gonna have myself a nice dinner. I still have some leftover chili too. So, but the other options you guys got, one of my favorite restaurants. There's not a single one in Oregon. Not a single one in Oregon. Miss Julia knows. Popeyes. You guys had any Popeyes chicken out there? Who's had Popeyes and could tell us if they liked it or not? I'm telling you, man. I love the Popeyes chicken sandwich. It's the best fried chicken sandwich in the market. And the cool thing about it is, you know what? There's a lot of these Popeyes where us truckers could get a big truck in and get out and have a sandwich. Now, the other thing about what's cool in this day and age, if you're parked somewhere, you call Uber Eats and they'll go get it and deliver it to you. So the truck, we got a lot more options now than we ever have. It really does make being on the road a lot more pleasant and a lot more choices out there. I mean, I had all the places mapped out on the routes I used to run between, Central California, Northern California, Southern California, up and down the state, and then of course up into the Pacific Northwest and whatnot. But one of my favorites down in Castaic, Mike's. Does everybody remember Mike's? Anybody from the SoCal? Dan and I ate there one time. Not well. It was a few years back now, but you used to go back in that place, and you could have either Mexican or Italian, and it was incredible. This place, and this is in Castaic. I think it's still there, right next door to the Chrome Shop there in Castaic. And it's, if I'm not mistaken, an old Italian family that owns it and does Italian Mexican, or if it's an old Mexican family that owns it and does Mexican Italian. I can't remember, but anyway, God, good stuff. Jed, how you doing, man? Everett, Everett's in, man. Everett's in. Tacos, yeah. There you go. So Dolores, I love it. See what I'm saying? That's how you do it, man. You get stuff door dashed in Laredo. There you go. I mean, the options are kind of endless when it comes to getting yourself through the miles, through the day, through the night, whatever the case may be. I mean, at this point, bring what you need as much as you can. You got your Sirius XM radio in the truck. At food along the way, I mean, you could literally probably plan out where you're going to be at what time, call ahead, have it delivered wherever you're going to be at, and you're set. And I mean, the only thing I think is questionable is if you got to be alongside the road somewhere or at a rest stop or someplace a little bit off the beaten path. If you still might be able to get the DoorDash thing or the Uber Eats or whatever app you have. I mean, pick one and use it. There you go, Greg Reagan. There's sweet tea at Popeyes, huh? You know, you got to love the South, man. You got to love the South. California, just the West Coast, really. They don't get that whole sweetened unsweetened. But when you go to a restaurant in the South, and I remember, I'll never forget all the sherries, whatever they already pronounce it. You go in, and the waitress would come up and say, "Honey, you want sweetened or unsweetened?" And that's just like, "Hello, I know you're here. Love you. What do you want? I know it's tea. Which one do you want?" And their options are sweetened or unsweetened. And I'll tell you, that's everywhere you go, man. Everywhere. Dan, that's awesome. I didn't know that. We don't make sense. We make chicken. I think we at 10-4 share that sentiment. I didn't know that was their slogan, but I like it. It's funny how many people are like closet Popeye lovers, Popeye's chicken lovers out there. I've been at events and different functions and said I love Popeye, and people will pop up and say, "Man, we got to go hit Popeyes together," and I'd be at home at Creekside 1.0 down there in Folsom, and I'd share pictures of my Popeye adventure, food that I brought home. I would use their app, and I'd get a family bucket with the sides, and I think if I remember right, it was 19.99, and you got like 10 pieces of chicken and two huge sides and four biscuits and whatever honey or butter or whatever like that. And that was 19.99. That was on the if you use the app. And then I'd get a sandwich that I would eat. That would be dinner for that night. The bucket and the sides. And if Miss Julia was around, then we'd dive into it together. But um, man, that stuff would last me a few nights, or lunches or whatever. Nothing better than what I think cold Kentucky, or not Kentucky, but cold Southern fried chicken for a lunch. Man, we used to take that when we were kids to. I used to take that to the ball games all the time when I was growing up. Yeah, no, we haven't, Dan, but I'm going to work on that. Here's another little tip, while we're on the food thing. So, how many of y'all have ever heard of this stuff right here? This is my new go-to, and here's why. It's Rain Air, and Dan, you're going to love this. Rain Air beer, 16-ounce can, and a 6-pack at Costco here in Medford is $7 for a 6-pack. It is made. Here's the really fun part. It's brewed in Irwindale, California, at the Pabst Brewery. So guess what it is, folks? It's PBR in disguise, and they sell it at Costco in Medford, which they don't sell PBR. In fact, no Costco's I know of sell PBR. They sell everything but. And then the micro beer selection at Costco here is unreal. I mean, probably twice as much here than the one in California. But I thought, you know what? I'll give it a shot. How bad can it be for $7? Even if I'm not going to ever buy it again, I'll drink it, and it's $7. I won't spend again on it. But I have a new friend. It is Rainier, a beer, Rainier, and it comes in 16-ounce cans, and it is sold by Costco in Medford. And I'll tell you, it's a great lager. I love it. Well, like I said, probably because it's really PBR, isn't it? I would think so. You never know what you're going to find. Never know. Costco, and now I'm talking Shannon's language. I know, right? Who doesn't love Costco? The only crummy thing we're here in Oregon is that Costco, well, not just Costco, but they don't sell liquor at any store except for the state liquor stores. So you have to go to the state-run liquor store. I mean, it's regular people employed, and I don't know if they're employees of the state or they own it independently and they pay the state or what, but I don't know. Shannon found out the hard way, and I didn't know until she told me. But a handle of Tito's while we were up at the Brooks show, I think she said it was like 40 something dollars, and at Costco $28.99. So, man, Aaron Peterball, you've never been to a Costco. Holy crap, man. Victor, can't beat the food down here in Louisiana. You know what, Victor? You're probably right, man. There's a lot of good food in the South and in Louisiana. There's restaurants there, that you just wander into. And of course, if you're down in the down on Bourbon Street, down in that area, they got barkers out there. They're all trying to pull you in. Come on in, and I mean, you only got so much time when you're on a vacation or visiting or whatever. So you gotta, get lucky a little bit or get a good recommendation. I will say this: the Acme Oyster Company in Louisiana, in Nolans, Louisiana. When you're down there, Acme Oyster Company. That's a have to. You got to go check that place out. Miss Julia, we've gone from food to alcohol. Well, the two kind of go together. So a little bit of that, and you're set. Whether it's your favorite wine, your beer, tequila, whatever your taste buds want. And Dolores, more power to you. Have some. Everett. That's so funny, man. No yard buzzard for me. My brother-in-law is the same way on that. What does he call it? He's got a name for it too, and he don't eat chicken. The guy just does not eat chicken at all. So I don't know. Yes, by the way, margaritas will be back in Dixon. I did get that verified from Madison while we were at the Souza Memorial Show, and we talked about how things were going to be looking for the Bobtail Apparel Show this year. And yes, the Margarita Shack will be back. And you know what? If you're anywhere near Dixon, California, you need to come out to that show and check it out. It's just a fun show, and it has to do with the people. Let's just face it. Trucks are beautiful and we all love trucks, but you know what? It's all the people in the trucks that we all want to get together with and hang out. So yeah, definitely. Jeff Parker, what's going on, man? Now there's a guy that I grew up with, him and his, in fact, so Jeffrey's brother, I don't know what that link is, so I'm scared to click on it. Somebody click on that and tell me what it goes to. Jeffrey, your bro, Mark. So Mark Parker and I grew up together. Mark and I have the same birthday, been friends since kindergarten, and grew up together in Carmel Valley, California. So, and Jeffrey, the rebel of the two brothers, I'm letting the secret out, right? Had a career in law enforcement, man. Congrats, Jeffrey, on that. I don't know if I ever told you that, but it became a Pacific Grove, California police officer and retired now. But yeah, surprised the heck out of me when I found out that's the direction you went, and good for you, man. Good on you. I hope that's the Jeff Parker I know. If it's not, well, now you know a story about one I do know and his brother who has the same birthday as me. But anyway, Aaron, you've led a sheltered life. Hey, man, it's not over yet, bro. So get on over to Costco and experience the whole thing that goes on there, man. I'll tell you, prices of things are really ugly at this point. I mean, going to Costco and, it used to be 100 and then it went to 200 and it seems like it just jumped to 400. And that, that's a lot of money, but you're also coming out of there with a lot of products. I mean, I go shopping there and I'm good for a month. So, beside fresh vegetables and fruit, fresh food stuff, you gotta supplement that through through the month. But and maybe I'm even better than a month. What I did do this last week that was exciting, right? I did my first online order, Costco order, and that I thought, why haven't I done this? And I needed a couple of things, ordered it, showed up today, FedEx. I mean, how much easier does that get? No delivery fee, a couple bucks more for some of the items, not all of them, but a couple bucks more for some of them than you would pay in the store. One of them, and here's a weird one, trash compactor bags. They don't sell them at the Costco here in Medford. You can't buy them. They're just not there, but they sell them online. So I ordered them online. Yeah. You know what, Aaron? Yeah, man. Sam's Club's another good one. I'm not going to knock it. I was a member there too because I had a really good deal on membership, and I had Sam's Club and Costco in California, and Sam's was great. But here's the deal: there's no Sam's Clubs in Oregon. Um, the Walmart we have in Grants Pass, yeah, it's bigger than Costco. So it's bigger than Costco, and it's as big as a Sam's Club, if not bigger. So that's a super duper mega Walmart, I guess. I don't know, man. Um, Tacos and tequila do a body good. I cannot deny that. You're not wrong, man. Everett, you're right on. You're right on the money there. Taco Tuesday is always a celebrated day. I don't have enough taco on Tuesday. I need to start doing that more. I love tacos, soft shell and hard shell, but soft shell tacos are dangerous, man, because you can make them too big. The hard shell tacos, you have a little bit of portion control there, and I need that in my life because I like food so much. It just doesn't want to stop. I can't stop it. But I love me a good taco. So anyway, man, did we go down off into the food and deliciousness lane? And that's okay. That's what happens when you got a show that you need to do, and you know what, you can't get your guests that you want to get on the show today, but you're going to get them next week. And while I'm talking about that, if you guys haven't seen our current magazine, this is our October edition, and that is our buddy Eric Griffith, and Eric, we met at the Brooks show and shot this while we were up there in Brooks, Oregon, at the yard that truck comes out of with all that veneer on the back of the truck. Great story, great truck, nice guy. Look forward to having Eric on the show next Wednesday, and he will be on there. Aaron, yeah, thanks, man. Nice read. I appreciate that. That would be our man Dan, who does write great stories and uses no AI in the process. So it's all Dan, and that's good to know. Jamie, you prefer Sam's, huh? Yeah, you know what? I mean, I think here's what I think on that. I think that the Sam's Club versus Costco, and I'd love to see a show of hands on that one too, but it depends on your Costco. I think Sam's Club across the board, you're going to see what you see at this one and the other one. They're the same. But Costco's, they pretty much they cater to the community. And the one Costco that we had in Folsom, we used to call it Whole Costco because they were really on a competitive direction with Whole Foods. They were trying to be all, organic and, the good stuff that we all love, a lot of us love. They just weren't doing it. You couldn't buy it at Costco anymore. So you had to go to Sam's Club. And one of them that I don't know if they brought it back in Folsom or not, but I can get it at the Medford Costco, is Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, the 2 bottle pack with the big bottles, and it's like $5 or $7 or whatever it is. Incredibly, affordable deal. The one in Folsom doesn't sell it. They had to have and Dan will love this. Kinder's, and I get it. Kinder's is good, but it ain't Sweet Baby Ray's. That's it, man. Uh, Costco. So Jamie brings up a good point. Costco, they try to partner with companies, and they used to partner with American Express, and now they're partnered with Citibank and Visa. So you can use any Visa you want in Costco. You don't have to use just theirs, but you can use a Visa where before all you could use was the American Express if you wanted to use a credit card. And their benefit deal, their you know uh, percentage that they give back to you is not what it used to be. And I don't know if any of you guys out there remember this, but back when it was American Express, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we were cashing some serious, member bonus checks at the end of the year or whenever we got them, because we were buying fuel and everything that we could with that American Express. And I mean, there was some big change coming back to those of us that knew how to do it, and that was one of the reasons they stopped doing it, because it was getting out of hand. There's some limits on what you get back now on the rebate or whatever you want to call it. Dolores loves Sweet Baby Ray's. Yeah. I mean, when you're doing burn ends, the sweeter the sauce, the better, I think. And the more sugar, the more it caramelizes, and yeah, it makes for an incredible uh, pan of burnt ends, and the sweetness is unreal. And then of course, my favorite to cook it with it is lollipop chicken. And in case anybody here is wondering what that is, there's a couple ways to do lollipop chicken. You can trim the skin all the way down, to the knuckle or whatever it is down there, and make it into a really defined lollipop. Or you can just leave all that on there. Hot seasoning, garlic powder, cook the chicken up, and finish it with the sweetest sauce that you can get. And if you put enough, of the right rub on it, um, and it's hot enough, then you're going to get that hot sweet, and it is really really good. Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. There's Dan the man right there. That's what he used on his pork belly burn ends this last weekend. Yeah, man. That's how it's done. You get that sweet, and the sweets, the sauce is caramelized, sticks to your lips, and everything else, and nothing but deliciousness, man. I'll tell you, you can't get enough of that stuff. So anyway, you guys want to share recipes or anything like that ever, turn us on to what your favorite stuff is. We'd love to hear about it and love to sample it. So, don't be shy, man. Bring some goodies to the truck show next time, and tell us what it's all about. Show us what it's all about. We'd love to have that. We've got folks that bring a lot of variables of product to shows to share with us, and Big Mike, you know what I'm talking about. He's not on the show today that I know of. Incidentally, I don't see everybody. There's people watching we don't know. They're kind of just out there in the peripheral. We don't know who you are until you comment. The rest of you guys, thanks for tuning in. Say hello so everybody can say howdy back to you. But yeah, Mike, Big Mike makes some excellent adult beverage. I'll just leave it at that. Hot Rod Dave, Brisket King of the North, Brisket King of North Georgia will be on my mind. Okay. Okay. Well, nice to have you on the show there, man. Watching on YouTube. Appreciate that, Dave. Uh, you know what? Let the games begin. I'd love to have a cook-off sometime at a show. And, Dan, maybe that's an idea. Maybe we need to have, Trucking for Kids brisket challenge or something, and have everybody cook it up and turn that into, one of our fundraising events for the kids at some point somewhere, wherever we end up being at some point when we need to move, because that would be a awesome deal. I mean, that'd be a whole event in itself, I'm sure, but a lot of fun too, and a great moneymaker. So yeah, keep that one on the notepad for the ideas for 2024 and beyond for 10-4 magazine and Trucking for Kids. Yeah, Everett, come on down, man. Being the judge on a show like that, the great thing about Trucking for Kids too is the way that the judging is done and the winners are chosen. Man, it's one of the shows where it's all about fun and raising money for the kids, and there's none of um, the huge drama that can go on. But I can tell you, it's a great show with respect of just coming and bringing whatever you got and show it and have fun. As Dan says right here, I know. Don't know if the track would let us do it. It becomes a question of concessions and so on like that. But who knows? Maybe they would. Maybe we're not at Irwindale the rest of our lives of Trucking for Kids, and we end up somewhere else that says, "Yeah, bring it. Do whatever you guys want to do." And if that happens, then you can bet we're going to be doing some cooking again for Trucking for Kids. So, all right, you guys, listen, man, been fun chatting with y'all. Great participation today on the show. You guys are awesome for sharing. I love the fact that we got such a great bunch with great appetites and tastes, and you guys are spread out all over the country, and love knowing that we're all kind of on the same page. Beans was definitely the winner on chili. Everybody that not everybody, but almost everybody is saying, yeah, definitely beans got to be in the chili. And next time around, next week, we'll have, as I stated, we're going to have our current cover truck guy on the show. Also, we will be having Madison Lowry on the show, and she'll be telling us all the lowdown on the upcoming Bobtail Apparel Show, weekend of the 20th. Don't forget about this upcoming weekend. Make sure you guys know that Team 10-4 will be in Ontario, and I don't know what happened to my photo, but let me bring that up again. There it is. Going to be down there in the Ontario Convention Center, and that'll be the 14th and the 15th. Love to have you guys come on down, check it out. Plenty of fun stuff going to be going on there at the show. Lots of trucks, lots of folks, lots of vendors. Free tickets are available right there, as well as in the magazine. That ad is in the magazine. So if you want free tickets, all you need to do is scan that. You'll get your free tickets to get in. And Dan and Shan and Jean and Shan's mom are going to be running the booth down there for 10-4. And shirts are going to be available. Hats are going to be available. Those cost a little bit of money, but they're very affordable, and you get a very nice product, as well as free. Going to be the free posters and magazines and the usual handout kind of stuff like that's going to be happening. So the other thing we'd love to have you guys do is hit that subscribe button. Yeah, step over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. That would be awesome. Hit the subscribe button on our website as well. Best way to get 10-4 magazine is without having to search it out and find it at a truck stop or a chrome shop somewhere, is have it delivered. It's not a bad deal, $60 a year, and that basically covers the cost of us putting it together and getting it out to you. It comes shipped in a clear plastic jacket, as fresh and pretty as the day it came off the press, to your mailbox or wherever you have it sent to. We sell a 5-pack that's a really good deal too. You can get that and share it with your friends. Keep a couple issues for yourself, one in the house, one in the shop, one in the truck, whatever you got to do. And of course, every month you get a fresh edition. So listen, guys, thanks for everybody tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. We'll look for you guys next week, this weekend down in Ontario. Look for Dan, Shan, and Jean, and Shan's mom. And look for us in Dixon, California the following weekend. And that'll be for the Bobtail Apparel Show. And I will be there for that one. All right, guys, keep the shiny side up. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Studio 10-4 will be live.